Hi, everyone. Professor Minglu here again. Today, my special guest is Brianna Lammers, who is actually a division director at Robert Half. For those of you who don't know about Robert Half, this company is actually a professional staffing agency that helps people find jobs in accounting and finance. As a matter of fact, a number of my former students have actually been helped by Robert Half. This company has helped them find both full-time as well as part-time jobs in accounting. So that's why I asked Brianna to come today to share more information about Robert Half so that more of my viewers can take advantage of their wonderful services. Brianna, thank you so much for taking time from your busy day to come speak with me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks so much for having me.
Wonderful. Let's get started. So Brianna, before we actually talk about your firm and all the great services it provides to clients, could you just briefly talk about your background as well as work experiences?
Yeah, definitely. So before I was in recruiting and staffing, I was actually working in downtown LA in the fashion industry, working with various brands. But then I've actually been with Robert Half and recruiting and staffing for about 2.5 years now. I started in our salaried professional division. So we actually have full-time consultants that I help hire into the program and then manage as they work with our various clients throughout LA. So day to day, I'm doing recruiting, I'm working with candidates, and then also working on the business development side as well, working with clients in the greater LA area to help staff interim needs directly within accounting and finance. And I work on a team of about 8 people in the West LA location, and we actually have 7 offices throughout LA.
Well, thanks for sharing that. So let's get to the main part of today's, videos. Could you talk to my viewers about Robert Half and all the great services it provides? Both full-time, part-time, temp employment, and so forth.
Yeah, definitely. So let's just start. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Robert Half. That's our parent company. And then within Robert Half, there are 7 different lines of business. So Accountemps is what I'm a part of. That's all directly accounting and finance. That's a division where you're able to have the part-time positions and then also temporary and temp to hire. We also have our direct hire finance and accounting division, working to place candidates on full-time opportunities. We have a couple other divisions as well. We have our office team division. They staff for administrative needs, receptionists, roles in HR, executive assistant, customer service roles. We also have a legal division, and we have a technology group. We have the creative group, which is doing like web design, things like marketing, and all of the creative space. And then we also have our healthcare division, which works out of downtown LA. They also specialize in accounting and finance, but they staff the healthcare industry. So we have a lot of different lines of business within this umbrella of Robert Half. But good to kind of note again that Accountemps is where you can find that part-time work. So for students that are looking for work when they are working on their degree and still in school, Accountemps, we can help you with that.
Wonderful. Now, my next question has to do with international students. So I have a number of international students in my accounting classes, and they unfortunately have a really hard time getting a part-time work or full-time work because of their international student status, right? Very hardworking, highly qualified individuals, but because of their national status, they have a hard time getting work. So to my surprise, I had a former international student. You guys were actually able to help him find some temporary part-time work. So could you elaborate about how you guys can actually help these international students?
Yeah, we work with international students all the time. I'm happy to do so. We're very connected, again, with all of our clients in different industries that we work with. If there's a student who is on OPT and who's eligible for that, then we're able to work with them. We can't provide sponsorship on our end, but I've seen it in the past where, sometimes some of our clients are able to provide sponsorship when you get to that point if they were to convert and go on full time. So we're able to walk you through that process and really help with that and kind of make the best placement to find that for you.
Great. I know my international students will be really excited to hear about that. So the next thing is, obviously I mentioned that you guys help students find jobs in accounting and finance, but what is the minimum number of accounting classes a student would need to take, right? Would it be just principles of accounting 1, 2, or they need to take more upper division classes? Is there a set minimum? And also another question related to that is, what about in terms of preferred classes, right? Would it be of benefit for a student to, besides taking those principles classes, would it benefit them and make them a stronger candidate to you if they also took like a class in Excel or or QuickBooks or a basic taxation course? Like, what are your preferred candidates? What kind of classes have they taken?
Yeah, good question. So, first off, I wouldn't say there's a specific minimum or number minimum of classes that you should take before we can work with you. I would say more the preferred classes are along those lines. So, Excel is a really big one. Being proficient in Excel, being able to work on spreadsheets, different formulas, things like that is something that our clients really look for. Some other ones are just, general classes, debits and credits, learning about financial statements, maybe learning QuickBooks or some of the new accounting softwares that are out there. We're seeing a lot of clients go to NetSuite and Workday. Those are just a few accounting softwares that we're seeing day in and day out. So being proficient in that and just kind of aware of those types of programs is really helpful.
Got it. So obviously for my students, because they've at least taken principles of, accounting, so you guys can work with them and help them find a job. But
Yeah.
what if someone who's watching this channel right now or watching our video, what if they are someone who've never taken a single accounting class, right? What if they're an English major or a philosophy major, and they now suddenly want to switch gears and want to consider working in accounting? Maybe they want to get a temporary job to see if they like it. Are you guys able to help people who've never taken a single accounting class before?
Yeah, we see that, I think, more often than you may think. People kind of wanting to do a little bit of a career change or really want to get into the number side of things and kind of start to learn accounting. I would say we start out more in the data entry positions with those types of backgrounds. Someone, again, who is really tech savvy and can utilize Excel is really what we look for those data entry projects. Just kind of, getting in and helping our clients. Maybe during busy season, we see more of the data entry projects.
Well, that's good to know, right? I mean, maybe start off initially with a data entry project, but while they're working, right, they can either use your time at night to take night classes or take online classes on the side, either at a community college or some sort of or extension like UCLA Extension to build up their academic foundation in accounting and move on beyond the data entry position, right? Move on to maybe accounting, accounts payable or accounts receivable or something like that. So
For
that's
sure.
good to know.
Yeah.
So the next thing I wanted to ask is, I think some people, they've never worked before, right, with a staffing agency. So their fear might be they need to pay you all upfront a certain fee before you guys will go out to help them find a job. But that's actually not the case, right? From what I hear from my former students, the way you guys work, I think is quite wonderful. The person goes to you guys help them out, help match them with a job that will pay them well. And then the employer is the one who pays you and not the client, right? That's the beauty of the way that you guys work. So could you talk a little bit about that? I kind of been speaking for you, but I'll let you elaborate more on that.
Yeah. I think that's a common misconception is that we charge candidates to work with them. Not the case at all. We don't take any money at all from our candidates. Our services are free. Our job is to find our candidates jobs. And then just as you mentioned, the clients are the ones who, I guess take on that burden. They're the ones who are making the payments to the company. We don't ever ask candidates for money.
Okay, wonderful. So I know you've shared a lot of great stuff, and I'm thinking there are people watching this video want to take action right away, right, to work with Robert Half. So what are the steps they need to do to work with you all? For you, I should have mentioned this earlier, you're actually based in West Los Angeles. So anybody who's in that area, whether it's my students or anyone just watching this video, I'll post your email in the video description below so they can reach out to you directly. But you guys actually have offices all over the US, right? So anybody watching this video who's actually now, in another state like New York, Florida, how would they go about trying to reach someone who's the equivalent of yourself so that they can get the ball rolling, right?
Yeah, definitely. We have over 200 locations throughout the US. We have even just 7 right here in LA alone. So definitely, you can send your resume to my email. I can help find the best point of contact. Even just Googling your city and Robert Half Accountemps, you'll be able to be directed to the best branch. If you're not able to find that, again, I can be a resource. I would love to connect you, internally with the best point of contact as well.
Wonderful. Hey, Brianna, thank you so much for taking the time to do this video with me. You shared a lot of wonderful information, and I really hope my viewers who are looking for either temporary, part-time, or full-time work really consider using Robert Half to help them advance their career. So again, thanks so much. I look forward to speaking with you more in the near future.
Yeah, thank you so much.